Right after buying the tickets, I started worrying. The restaurant was more expensive than I expected. The hotel wasn't what I hoped. I grew up watching my parents check prices before they sat down, and I still do it without thinking.
So the real game came when buying the tickets. Basically, I didn't even really get to choose which country I can go to. I think my first choice was, I first clicked into the Barcelona page, but I just couldn't secure a ticket that is below like €300 or something. And just ended up being on Lisbon because Lisbon's the only place that's not on Ticketmaster. So I managed to get a ticket. A lot of the artists that I like are from Asia. So it's very, very rare that one goes to Ireland. And it's not something that we as a family usually consider when booking holiday back to Hong Kong. So I've never seen one. I've got a group called Twins. I've loved them since I was like a few years old, just started walking. And they're more than 20 years in the industry, but I still haven't gotten to see them.
Most of the crowd were local. I overheard that because the show wasn't on Ticketmaster and a lot of international fans didn't know about it. So it was mostly Portuguese fans. But standing there, I could see the outfits, the handmade banners. Everyone just put so much effort into being here. Someone gave me photo cards, someone else gave me a handmade bracelet, and another gave me a phone chain. They didn't know me. They'd made these things or bought them specifically to give away to strangers. They even gave some to my boyfriend because he was there, because he was supporting Twice. He's not a real fan of Twice, and they know, but that didn't really matter to them. There were girls that were maybe 5 years old, and then there's people in their 40s, a full room of people who all came for the same reason. There was a dad standing near us for the whole concert. He was holding a banner asking Nayeon to strike a pose. He held it up for the entire night. Every time Nayeon came near our side, he was yelling as loud as he possibly can, completely committed. At first I thought a middle-aged man shouting for a girl group holding onto a huge handmade banner, and I thought it was a bit funny, but also kind of amazing that he did that publicly for someone he loved. And then I saw his daughter. She was maybe 7 or 8, and suddenly it became something completely different. He had all the members' names written in his notes app and made notes of each one to make sure he can identify them. He was just there completely for her. I felt really happy for her. And I also felt, I don't know, maybe a little bit jealous? Not in a bad way. Just, she gets to grow up knowing that her parents will openly support for the things that she loves. Even for things that are not too serious. My parents aren't as strict as the stereotyped Asian parents. But my dad, he would never. He'd be too embarrassed. Nayeon eventually saw the banner. They lifted the banner higher, she did the pose, I filmed it, he asked me to send it to him. We took a photo, we exchanged Instagrams, he even asked if I wanted any photo cards. I think about what it means to have someone show up for you like that, even if they don't fully understand why it matters.
So I'm 27 and I've only been to my first ever concert just there. And it's just such a great experience. Like the moment I walked in the stadium, I just felt so, I don't even know how to explain that feeling. I'm just so I was so excited to see Twice. I loved them since their Heartshaker era, which was in 2017, and I've always dreamed of just seeing them perform live, and it finally came true. And then I was just so happy to have so many people that have shared the same interests with me around me. I feel like these days people around me aren't necessarily like we don't necessarily have the same interests, but a lot of the time we're just together for say working purposes, or like a lot of my other friends would be reunioning. We don't really have as much common interest anymore, but people around in the stadium do. Like, we're so excited. Everyone was so kind to each other. We share photos and videos. We help each other take photos and videos. There were also fans giving out a lot of Twice product that they made themselves. Key rings, I got a bracelet. Like, everyone was just so sweet. And we were all discussing about Twice, all their songs, the experience. It was just so good. I feel like that's probably the most value for money product I've ever bought is that experience. I'd always be quite strict on money. I never really considered going on concerts because of course it's an expensive activity. But I feel like I just save all the money. Sometimes I think I don't even know what I'm saving for because I feel like my savings would never be enough for me to get a house. And sometimes thinking even if I were to save, sometimes I don't have to save as much as I think. Like everyone needs a bit of just leisure time. I see people with these fate sticker and it looks so nice, but I just find it a bit awkward. But since I'm going to a concert today, I can finally try them. I really like them. Maybe I should try them on regular days.
I mean, a small ice cream. Yeah, the big ice cream. Under the lift.